Hey everyone, my name is Rashni, bringing you light and laughter per usual, okay? I am failing at life. I'm sitting here because I just tried to go on YouTube live. 3 times I tried, 3 different times, and it just was not letting me be great. And I filmed this very same video twice already last year. Twice I filmed this video, and I don't know what's going on with the technology, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna refilm it right now because I'm feeling peppy, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about how the ketogenic diet cured my depression. Last year, I did an update video, and in the update video, I spoke about many of the things. One of those things was that the ketogenic diet had cured my 20-year diagnosed major depressive order diagnosis. Diagnosis, that's what it is, by a psychiatrist. And yeah, I've been eating keto since last summer, and I'm going to say that my depression is gone. So last year, everybody and their grandmother's best friend's barber's tax attorney was doing keto. And I love to be on Instagram, and I scroll through and I see all the people talking about keto. And I'm like, what is keto? So I check it out. Seems to me like everybody's just eating cheese and bacon and meat and losing a bunch of weight. That does not sound healthy based off of the food pyramid that was ingrained in my brain as a child in the United States. So I just push it off as one of these fad diets that everybody's doing. You know, everybody's eating cabbage only, everybody's drinking water only, everybody's eating cornflakes only, grapefruit diet and all kind of stuff. I just pushed it over there to the side in the fads, and I ignored it. For some reason, I don't remember what it was, I look in somebody's comment section and somebody said, if you want to learn more about keto, check out Dr. Berg here on YouTube. And I don't know why, I just was like, okay, let me see what this person's talking about. Because up and until then, I was just making judgments. I had no information to judge people on. I was just judging. I was just judgy, right? Call me Judge Rushni. So I decide, whoever this person is, I really wish I could thank them because they really changed my life. This commenter on Instagram, I head over to Dr. Berg on YouTube, and I found his channel, which I will link down below for you guys. And it is exquisite, okay? It's not exquisite in like an exciting way. You're not gonna get all this. You're not gonna get all this from Dr. Berg, okay? He's real chill, and he kind of speaks in a very monotonous tone. So, but what I love about his channel was he broke down keto and healthy eating, but he's very much a big proponent of keto and intermittent fasting, which I'm not doing, but keto. He breaks them down into understandable chunks of information. So it's really easy to just over time gradually binge watch his videos and just get your entire life together. Like understand, oh, this is why I would use apple cider vinegar, for example. And this is how I would use it. And this is what would cause this problem. And this is why this happens. And this is why my skin might be doing this. And this is why my mind might be doing this. And this is why my shoulder might be hurting. Just out of curiosity, and because I have been a person for years that is into natural eating, natural health, etc. And that's just how I do stuff. I'm very sensitive to my food. I'm very sensitive to what I take into my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, everything. So I decide to try some of the stuff that Dr. Berg was talking about. Because why not? Okay, I mean, haters gonna hate, and Rushni was gonna participate. So I moved from hater into participator, and I gradually began, I think it was June 1st or July 1st, I don't remember what day now, either June or July 1st of 2018, I gradually began what I called lazy keto. And by lazy keto, I mean, I wasn't just gonna jump right in. I wasn't just gonna be like eating cakes, cookies, and pies one day and then just jump right into keto the next day, because I would fail. So I was just gonna gradually implement the things that Dr. Berg talked about on his videos over time, and whatever it turned into, it turned into. By the time I got to the middle of August, I had already noticed a difference when it came to my mental health, my mental clarity, and my mood. And my depression had started lifting, and I started getting more things done. Now, before we move on, let's talk about what is keto. Keto is the ketogenic diet. That's what it's short for. And ketogenic means that you are changing the source of energy that your body is using. So the typical American diet, we use carbohydrates as our energy. Carbohydrates will convert into glucose, into sugars in our system, and our body and brain use that glucose to fuel us. So you eat a cake, you eat a cookie, you eat a piece of bread, anything, you pasta, whatever, converts. Carbs convert to glucose, converts to energy. It's like throwing logs into a fire. and there you have it, right? Ketogenic diet changes the what your body is using as your fuel source. So you lower the amount of carbs that you're intaking, and because you lower the amount of carbs you're intaking, you now have to have a different fuel source, and that fuel source is something called ketones. And the ketones, I don't know exactly how this works. You need to go to a smart person. You need to go to a smart person to figure this part out, because I don't know. I just know the results. But anyway, the way that the ketones work is, that I understand, is you get the ketones because now you are starting to burn fats instead of sugars. That's what I understand, right? So the ketogenic diet per Dr. Berg, I don't know anybody else's information, is high healthy fats, avocados, nuts, oils, etc., right? Moderate protein, not a lot of protein. So this idea I had that everybody was just eating like a whole bison covered in bacon is wrong. That's wrong. That's not right. High healthy fats, moderate proteins, low carbs, and high greens, high healthy green vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, a lot of vegetables according to Dr. Berg. And that was not what I thought keto was. I don't know. I thought people were just eating bacon and losing weight, and that just seemed like your cholesterol, your heart was just gonna explode out of your chest. Not what it is. Okay, you can eat bacon, but I even limit the amount of bacon I eat, because why? I mean, I just don't. I just started gradually taking things out of my eating, right? I was doing gluten-free for a couple years because I had discovered that gluten-free eating had diminished my depression greatly a few years ago. I did a video about that, so I'll put that down below as well. So I was full gluten-free, but I had a lot of gluten-free substitutes, and those substitutes were still high in carbs. And so my depression had diminished, it had not gone away. Okay, so I had to remove last June lots of things like gluten-free pastas, gluten-free cereals, gluten-free bread, all the substitutes, all the artificial substitutes basically for all the things that I loved. And so I just gradually started removing those things. Whenever something was done, I wouldn't buy my gluten-free bread anymore. I would teach myself how to eat my eggs without bread, which is such a hard thing for me to do because I love eggs and bread, but whatever. Then I would stop buying the cereal if I ran out of it, and I would stop buying, you get the idea, right? I was big on smoothies, pineapple and mango, which is just sugar central. And I can still make a smoothie, but it has to be a different kind of smoothie with a lot less sugar. So anyway, long story short, a month and a half in, my brain came on, you guys. My brain came on. It was like somebody turned a light on by the middle of August, and I was walking around like, what's going on? What's going on? I was jumping up out of my bed in the morning. Like, I would still open my eyes. Let me be real. Let me be honest. I would still open my eyes and be like, oh God, I don't want to get up. But by the time I got up, I was contemplating getting back in the bed. But then by the time I got my son on the bus, I was wide awake, which was annoying to me because old depressed me wanted to go back in bed, and old depressed me would have gone back in bed and then beat herself up when she woke up at noon and had slept most of the day away. But new keto Rushni was like wide awake and was like, let's do this. I started telling my husband about these changes, what was going on with me. And of course, I started losing weight because when you burn fats as your fuel source, you're gonna lose weight. Right? I lost about 10 pounds, you guys, and pants that were not fitting fit. But I'm still not 100% full keto. I'll tell you about that in a second. So anyway, my husband jumped on the keto bandwagon. He went full force, keto and intermittent fasting, and y'all, a six-pack just showed up. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. A six-pack just showed up because I don't know if you guys know this. My husband was on American Ninja Warrior like a few years ago. So he's relatively healthy and he's active. He had hurt his back after that episode, and he had kind of gotten out of the thing, but he was still working out. So of course for him, all he needed was, he was working out. The fat just needed to go away, and six-pack just showed back up. Like muscle definition just showed back up. And I was like, dang. And he even was like, what the heck? I mean, pants were falling off of him. We both were like, our clothes, what? Who's Dr. Berg? Are you gonna pay for these new clothes? Because our clothes don't fit. Husband jumped in, he is doing keto. He's still doing full keto and intermittent fasting. I'm not doing either, I'm not gonna say that I'm doing full keto or intermittent fasting at this point. It's February of 2018, but I'm doing what I consider to be lazy keto. And the reason why I still call it lazy keto, even though I'm pretty much mostly keto, is every once in a while I do stuff like put brown sugar in my coffee or tea, which is what's in here. Brown sugar and stevia is what's in here. And over the summer, I had a popsicle situation. That was clearly that's not anybody's keto. But for the most part, I just don't even want the sugary things anymore, which is so strange to me because I love bread, I love cake, I love sweet things. I had that craving, and over time the cravings went away. I just was not prepared for the crazy amount of energy, clear concentration and clarity, mood lifting that was about to happen. I was not prepared. And you guys, I was so shocked by it that it started to actually make me feel like, man, I was more in a depressed pit than I even realized. Like, I didn't even know how depressed I was. I knew I wasn't okay, but when I got out of it, I was like, girl, the lights were off, okay? Everything you guys have seen me doing in the past 20 years, I mean, I'm talking about my entire body of work on YouTube, my entire adult life, has been on the dial on a 3. And now that I'm eating like this, and now that this depression has really lifted off of me, I'm like on a 8, a 9, a 10. I mean, like on a bad day, on the worst days, I'm like a 6.5, a 7. And the worst days are when situational things pop up. So let me go into that real quick, because clearly I say cured my depression with caveats, right? Cured the physiological component of my depression, which may have actually been insulin resistance all this time. A response to the amount of glucose in my system, which I'm like, what? All these years? That might have been exactly what that was, physiological component. I have that under control. I'm going to end up going to the doctor and get tests and make sure like my blood work, triglycerides and all that are good. And if it's not doing anything harmful to my body, I'm gonna eat like this for the rest of my life, because I am not willing to forfeit the clarity and the memory and the everything going on with my brain. I'm not. The reason I say cured though is because I believe that depression has 3-part component, because we're a 3-part person, right? Okay, like we're a spirit, we have a soul, and we live in a body. All right, so it cured the physiological, the body component. And I had been doing a lot of work in previous years, probably like for the past 4 years. I've been working a lot on the soul and the spiritual components of my depression. And so because I had already lifted myself in those places and had worked on those things all these years, the body component just caught up with them. And I'm just out here like, yeah, I'm just out here winning. Okay, I mean, such incredible things happened last year because the lights came on. It's like I'm a different person, and I'm so thankful. Oh, my husband just came home. You guys, my son and my husband just came home, so if you hear noise, that's what that is. Okay, let me wrap this up. If you haven't taken care of all 3 parts of those components of your depression, then keto is really going to only work on the physiological part. It's fine if they hear him, that's fine. I have a kid, you guys. I have a kid. Y'all know this. It's Flickerbug. I'll show you some video of him at the end so you guys can fall in love with him. So that's what I mean by cured. So there is work to be done, but if you are a person that has been dealing with depression and you have tried all manner of things, it can't hurt. It can't hurt you to try changing your diet. There are reasons. After all of this stuff started happening to me, I started looking it up online because I was like, am I the only person that knows this? This cannot be a real thing. And no, I am not. There are plenty of videos out there of other people sharing their stories about how the ketogenic diet helped with Alzheimer's, helped with depression, helped with anxiety, helped with all kinds of mental health issues. And what I'm saying is, if you have a mental health issue, you may want to see if it has a physiological component that can be controlled by your diet. That's all. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section for me down below. And I might do like a Q&A, a follow-up video. I am not an expert, so it'll just be a follow-up video of me knowing what I know. And if you are not following me on Instagram, go over there and follow me on Instagram, because that is where I do most of my talking about keto. I have a highlight on my page called Lazy Keto, where I talk about keto, show supplements that I take, show what I eat, etc., etc. So Instagram.com/glamazini. I will see you guys in the next video. And until the next one, be well, be encouraged, and here's the pineapple. He's been sick with the flu for a week, and today was the first day he's been outside in a week. How was it? You looking crusty. How was soccer? Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay.